For myself, I think, yeah, one of the first major festivals that I experienced as like a holistic festival was back in 2003. I went to Roskilde. And to me, that was so many different things at once. It was like the community feeling. It was this feeling of coming to like almost like a temporary city where everything was like free and open and, you know, everything was allowed sort of. And that felt fantastic. And it was also like this merge between music and art and performance and all these elements coming together. And I've been to many festivals prior to that and afterwards. And there are few festivals that I feel have sort of tapped into that. But I felt that when I went to Utopia, there was these elements of art and performance and music coming together, and it was more like a holistic experience. You were part of like this lively little city or lively little community. And I think that matters a lot.
Yeah, I'm happy for you saying that, because that's part of what we're trying to do. We think when you walk into the doors of Utopia, you don't have to walk out before it's finished, because you have everything there. You have different kind of food. If you're a veggie, then go to the veggie stand. If you're like meat, go to the barbecue stand of Texas Barbecue. If you like rock music, then we have some rock music up in the forest and then a small stage. If you like to dance to disco, then we have a silent disco place where you can just put on headphones and listen to whatever you want to. And we have like stands for like festival makeup, a tattoo shop. We have clothing shops. So I think for us, it's important that people can feel like, okay, we have to walk 200 meters to the next stand, and there we can find whatever we want to, whatever we need, and we don't have to walk out of the festival area. That's part of what we're trying to do. Most of the inspiration comes from Coachella, which I was, first time I was there, 2015, I think, have grown into much bigger than that afterwards. I took all the employees to Coachella last year to have fun for 4 days. When you're at Coachella, you can just feel everything that you're talking about, like the art. You have the music. You have different stages with different music. You can walk to whatever you like. You have good food from good vendors. So there's a lot of things there, and you feel like those 11 hours just went flying out of the window. It's like when you go back to the house after you have been to Coachella, it feels like I would like to be there for a couple more hours. I could do 2 more hours there, but sadly it's done for the evening. And that's what we're trying to do, and I hope we have created with Utopia, I hope.
While we're on this thread of, you've of course been to your own festival. You've been to national festivals, you've been to international festivals, as you mentioned, with Coachella as one example. But what would you say has been the most impactful festival memory that sort of seared into your soul, so to speak?
Yeah, wow. Well, I can tell a couple of stories then, but the first one I have to say is I was head of a festival in Stavanger called New Music and New Art, which was street art festival, one of the biggest ones in the world before, and also a New Music, which was a very small electronic underground music festival. I was festival manager there for 2 years in 2012 and 2013. I had 2 experiences there. We had an Icelandic musician called Olafur Arnalds who play chamber music, piano music together with violinists and merge it with electronic beats and music. We had it in the Stavanger Cathedral, like an opening concert. And I had a speech up at the podium before the concert, because it's like when you open festival, then festival manager always has a speech for the audience. And that day I remember because my mom was pretty sick then. She called me just like 10 hours before I was going on the podium, and I was just like, my head was filled with everything, and it was like 10 minutes to go, and she just called me and just wished me good luck. And then suddenly he started playing, and you can just feel like the walls was just like, it was shaking in the walls of the cathedral. You can just listen to the windows because it was an old cathedral. It was probably hadn't changed windows for many hundred years, I'm not sure. But it was like you can just feel like all the windows bouncing. Beautiful film music he's making. And it was all senses. It was goosebumps for everyone. People were sitting there with tears in their eyes for 1.5 hours, walking out afterwards. And very like strange thing about it was after the concert, like when you have been to a concert, people are like, wow, it was cool. It was nice.
Yeah.
I had a great time. But there you can just feel like people were just walking in silence. In some ways, they had like a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
Didn't talk to each other. They just were in their own like sphere.
Their own space, yeah.
Afterwards, people were just like totally silent. It was people were just walking out. 700 people, not a sound in the crowd because everyone had their experience of something special.
Some internal journey, yeah.
Yeah, probably. And it was every kind of people there. It was like the finance people in suits and ties. It was hipsters and bohemian lifestyles of people going almost barefoot, and it was everything, and all of them had the same experience. And that's what I feel about music. Then it can create something special bond between people, no matter what background you're in. We had people sitting in a cathedral who were Muslims or had other faiths and gods to believe in, sitting there with tears in their eyes. We had people, young people, old people, up to the 80s, who were like having the same experience. And that I feel like it's one of my biggest accomplishments, working with music. Before I went to maybe 2,000 concerts every year. I was to festivals running around everywhere. The first time I was to Coachella, I had probably 40,000 steps every day for 3 days. And it's just like crazy. Now I'm a bit more focused on like, when we have Utopia as well, it's like when I'm at the concert, I mostly use my time looking at the people watching the concert, not the concert in itself. Because the artist is cool, the music is fine, the stage setup is fine, but it's like just seeing the opposite way of everyone, like when like it touches people. Like you can go to a heavy metal concert and you can just see people, how the energy comes out of them. Like it's just like crazy. And for me, I'm working with people. I'm working with the guys seeing the concert, not the guys on the stage. So for me, it's like, how do they react to this band or this act? It's
people what enjoying them, so they're having an experience.
Yeah. And you can just see people like, that's like, for me, that's the concert in itself, to see people and the crowd. So, and there I've been to so many concerts, which is just like mind-blowing for me, to see the energy in people, to see people moving around, smiling, crying, dancing. Also, I had a concert with Mari Boine, a Sami musician, at a place called Folken in Stavanger. And not expecting this, but it was like, I was expecting a pretty old crowd, because she's an old artist. She's been very popular in the 80s and 70s and 80s. A lot of film music in pictures in Norway for Sami people. So I was a bit like, what can I expect? But then I standing in the gallery looking down at people, it was like, there as well, a woman at 60, 65, 70 years old, dancing together with an 18-year-old kid or girl, doing the same rhythms. They dancing in this different ways, looking at each other, didn't know each other from before. But then you could just see how it was connecting people in a whole different way. And there as well, like Sami music in that way is probably spiritual enough, but it's like, this spiritual effect on people there as well. You could just see like people from all different backgrounds. It was those big corporation people moving. They could feel it, like not their kind of, you don't see them like that every day in their lives, but that day it was just like, you go into yourself in a whole different way. So
beautiful.
Yeah, I think
beautiful. If you appreciated that, then click here for more content like this. Go on, click it. And don't forget to subscribe. Be well.